last day of school is supposed to be a time of joy, relief, and celebration. But for some students, it was the beginning of something much darker. A bright, young girl vanishes into thin air, caught on camera one moment, gone the next. A simple yearbook message predicts the deaths of multiple students, and a substitute teacher arrives for one last lesson, despite dying a week earlier. These are the kinds of stories that make you question reality itself. All these stories are fictional, but inspired by real-life events, true crimes, urban legends, and eerie disappearances that have haunted people for years. It started as a simple tradition, students signing each other's yearbooks on the last day of school. Brandon Wells, a senior at Jackson County High School, was excited to graduate. He had dreams of becoming a firefighter and had even secured a training spot at a local fire academy. That day, he rushed to get as many signatures as possible. When he got home, he flipped through the pages, smiling at the heartfelt messages. Then he noticed something odd. At the bottom of his senior photo, scrawled in dark red ink, was a simple message. "See you soon." It was signed by a name he didn't recognize. At first, he laughed it off, thinking it was a joke. But that night, Brandon died in a car accident on a back road just outside of town. His car flipped off the highway in an area where no other vehicles were present. His parents were devastated, but no one connected his death to the yearbook message until it happened again. 3 days later, Amanda Phillips, another senior, was found drowned in her backyard pool. Her parents found her yearbook open on her desk with the exact same message, "See you soon." The school started taking notice, but by then, panic was already spreading. Students rushed to check their yearbooks, and more signatures with the same eerie message were found. Over the next 2 months, 4 students, each with the cursed message, died under mysterious circumstances. No one ever figured out who had written the messages. Some believed it was a sick joke that went too far. Others whispered that it was tied to a decades-old urban legend involving a former student who died tragically years before. By fall, the school had ordered all copies of that year's yearbook to be destroyed, but some students refused. Rumors persist that if you still have a copy, opening it could be the last mistake you ever make. On the last day of school, the 8th grade class at Crestwood Middle School expected an easy day: movies, junk food, and saying goodbye to their teachers. But that morning, their regular homeroom teacher, Mrs. Reynolds, unexpectedly called in sick. In her place, a substitute named Mr. Langley arrived. Mr. Langley was old-fashioned, tall, thin, and slightly hunched, with neatly combed gray hair. His voice was raspy, as if he had trouble speaking, and he never once sat down. Despite his strict demeanor, the class found him fascinating. He assigned an unusual last day of school exercise. Each student had to write a letter to their future selves about their biggest regrets and hopes. At the end of class, he collected the letters, placing them in an old leather briefcase. The day ended normally, but the next morning, during the school's end-of-year awards ceremony, students mentioned Mr. Langley to their principal. His reaction was instant: shock, then disbelief. "Mr. Langley?" the principal repeated. "That's impossible. He died last week." At first, the students thought it was a mistake, but when they retrieved the attendance sheet, his name was signed in perfect cursive. Even more disturbing, the school's security cameras had malfunctioned for that one class period, showing only static. The real Mr. Langley had been a retired teacher who once worked at Crestwood Middle School, until he passed away from a heart attack just days earlier. To this day, students swear that room 308 is still haunted. Some say if you sit alone in the classroom after dark, you can hear the faint scratching of chalk against the board, as if Mr. Langley is still waiting for his students to finish their letters. Lisa Montgomery was an 18-year-old senior at Lincoln High School in Toledo, Ohio. She was well-liked, academically driven, and eager to start her future. On June 3, 1994, the last day of her senior year, she left home in high spirits. She had plans to meet her best friend, Jamie, after school, and then celebrate with her family at her favorite restaurant. Her day seemed perfectly normal, She was seen in class, laughing with friends, and even signed multiple yearbooks with the promise, "See you this summer." But Lisa never made it home. Her last known movements were captured by a security camera at a small convenience store just 2 blocks from her house. The footage showed Lisa walking along the sidewalk, a Pepsi in one hand and her backpack slung over one shoulder. She seemed completely unaware that this was the last time anyone would see her. The chilling part. In one frame, Lisa is there, walking, moving forward. In the next frame, she's simply gone. No cars, no people, just an empty sidewalk. Investigators searched for any clues, but there was nothing. No sign of a struggle, no nearby witnesses reporting anything unusual. Her parents were devastated, and the case gripped the town. Then, a week later, her backpack was discovered in a desolate alley 3 miles away. Inside was her journal, open to a page with a disturbing final entry. "He told me to meet him after school. He said it was important." Her parents and closest friends had no idea who he was. There were no known boyfriends, no suspicious relationships. Police questioned classmates, teachers, even ex-boyfriends from years prior, but nothing led to a suspect. Then, things got stranger. Months later, residents near the alley where Lisa's backpack was found reported eerie sightings. Multiple people claimed to have seen a girl resembling Lisa standing beneath a flickering street lamp at dusk. When approached, she would simply fade away. A retired detective who worked on the case once admitted off the record, "There were too many dead ends, but the footage, that footage of her just disappearing, that still haunts me." To this day, Lisa Montgomery's case remains unsolved. The last day of school is supposed to be a time of joy, freedom, and celebration. But for some, it marks the beginning of something much darker. Whether it's a disappearance that defies logic, a cursed message predicting death, or a ghostly substitute returning for one last lesson, these stories remind us, not every goodbye is final.